Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. We need that now more than ever.
One power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour. One power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour. One nation, one power. Eyes on the final hour.
Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. That's what we need right now more than anything. We need brotherhood and sisterhood. That's why this is Mr. Real Talk, your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. Hit that like button on your way in the door and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Also, tap that bell for notifications so that you get every single video when we bang out over here. And I see right now YouTube is playing those childish games. That's why we always got to wait a few minutes, y'all. We always wait a few minutes to see if any brews gonna come up in here, up in here. We got Brother J.R. Meadows, a.k.a. Cooking with Numbers 25 in the building. Brother JR says, thumbs up, people. What's good, Brother JR Meadows? Hey, y'all, won't y'all go ahead and do what Brother JR Meadows just suggested and get those thumbs up, y'all? That's the only way that your brothers and your sisters That's the only way that the people on planet Earth are going to be allowed to see this video. Because YouTube likes to play their little games. And they would as easily hide this video, just like they got other videos on my channel that they hide. But some of them be cracking through every now and again. Nobody's going to stop the truth from coming out. So hit that like button like Brother J.R. Meadow said. Brother J.R. Meadow says, what's up, bro? 100. Mr. Real Talk. What's good with you, bro? Ski. Hope all is well with you. And I hope all is well with every one of yous. I want every one of yous to have a good weekend. You hear me? It's been a super long day in slavery. Super long day in slavery. Okay? But when ain't it a long day in slavery? It's always a super long day in slavery, y'all. This captivity is physically draining, mentally draining, spiritually draining. And look, no, I'm not. I'm not complaining, all right? I'm just stating the facts. See, we have to deal with reality. And the reality is this captivity, this slavery, this 9-to-5 slavery particularly. The 9-to-5 slavery is an overall symptom of your overall captivity. You're in much more deeper captivity than just your 9-to-5. Your 9-to-5 is just one of your slaveries. You're in overall captivity. And in that captivity, you have sub-captivities, like 9-to-5 slavery, which literally sucks the life out of you. Okay? We got King David in his house. And King David says, it did it again. Saying you going live in a few, you not on. I screenshot it. I'm sending it to your email. Hey, this is crazy. And YouTube is wicked. King David says, I'm sending to your email after the live. I just clicked notification on when you on. It told me, but you already on when I click. Oh, boy. YouTube loves to play these little games, y'all. This is why I try to tell y'all. Sometimes I know y'all be like, yo, what is this nigga doing? Why is he taking so long to get to it? Because of the kind of channel that this is, because of the kind of content that comes out of this channel, YouTube really doesn't like this channel. They really don't. Contrary to popular belief, I'm sure there's somebody out there who says, nigga, that ain't true. YouTube loves you. That's why you monetize. Hey, you guys, something that you all are going to find out, and I pray that you do get a chance to find out that we all can get monetized that want to. You're going to find out that there's, just like everything, there's levels to monetization. And YouTube pretty much gets to decide, depending on what you're talking about. And you guys know that this channel, you guys know what this channel is based off of. So because of that, this kind of channel won't get the same kind of monetization as a channel that pushes debauchery and filth. If I had women on here twerking and half naked and rapping about shooting niggas and yada yada yada, then I probably would start making some money. But since this is not that kind of channel, you will find out not all monetization is created equal. I'm not saying that you can't make money, because they open the door. I have the ability to, but of course they're going to make it 10 times as hard because of the content. But you know why it doesn't matter? Because I didn't start this channel to make money. If you go back and watch my video, I think the name of the video is called I Got Monetized and You Can Too. And I tell you, you know what I'm saying? I give you some tips and tricks just in case you're tired of your 9-to-5 slavery. I'm going to tell you right now, go out and start a side hustle, preferably an online side hustle, preferably a YouTube channel. And it can be about working out, it can be about boxing, cooking, knitting, sewing. It's a million different things you can do, Hebrew. You can come out there and do what you do. You can come out there and do what you do at your 9-to-5 slavery, but just make a YouTube channel about it and just use what you have learned from your 9-to-5 slaveries and talk about it. Trust me, it's a spot out there for you. But the point is, why am I talking about this, Hebrew? Because I want to let you guys know there's levels to everything, including monetization. I'm at minimum wage monetization, which right now I've earned a whopping $7. Okay. And like I said, I just got monetized, y'all. If you've been on this channel for any amount of time, like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and the total amount of money that I made is $7. But it's okay. And you know why it's okay? Because I started this channel for one reason. And I tell you in that video, I started this channel to try to stop niggas from killing each other. Because in the place where I reside at, in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, about 7 years ago, the killings and the unalivings and the robberies got to be at such a high level. When I say I was completely disgusted, not to mind you, I got to live amongst these shenanigans. So every day, every other day, you step outside, a nigga getting killed, nigga getting shot, nigga getting robbed, sometimes all three of the above. Right? I remember one time, and look, we're gonna get to the audio Bible reading, right? But I gotta wait a few minutes to see if any brothers and sisters gonna come in here, because YouTube likes to play these little games, right? So while we waiting to see if any brothers and sisters gonna come in here, sometimes we chop it up about this, that, and the third. Hit that like button, Hebrew, if you haven't hit that like button already. But I'm gonna read this comment that King David had. I'm gonna read it again. King David says, "It did it again," letting you know that what? This is not the first time that YouTube has done this. He says, "It did it again, saying you going live in a few. You not on. I screenshot. I'ma send it to your email after the live. I just click notification on when you on. It told me, but you already on when I click. You see that? YouTube is making people think that, hey, I'm gonna be going live in a few minutes. The whole time I'm already live. But YouTube doesn't really want you to know that. So they keep it at, hey, he's going live in a little bit. Whole time I'm already on. See, that's the kind of games that YouTube will be on. And you'll be lucky or be fortunate if you see that. A lot of times, they won't even send out the notifications at all. Because sometimes it be people who I know and you know would be over here if they knew we was all over here. That's why YouTube doesn't like to send out the notifications. Look at this. King David says, the moment you speak the truth, they hit you with the false claims to strike you. Yep. He says, the moment you tell the truth, they hit you with false claims to strike you. I did a video, no sound, just me talking, said strike copyright music. Y'all see that? No noise, no beat, no nothing. Me talking at home. God dang. Hey, yo, YouTube, you're demonic and satanic. Hey, y'all, I got to read this again. If anybody is in here right now, let me tell you this, y'all. If you care about the truth, then you must hit the like button, and I mean hit it now. And if you really want to go a step further, share this video somewhere out there, okay? Somewhere out there in the stratosphere. But because I know the backlash that can come from sharing these kind of videos, look, I make these kind of videos, so I understand the backlash, okay? I get it. That's why I'm not upset at anybody out there that doesn't want to share these videos, because they will come with backlash once anybody gets a whiff of this kind of stuff that we talk about over here, and then they understand that you shared this video, so they're going to say, you support this kind of stuff that this guy's talking about, and then they're going to be looking at you funny. See, I understand, though, everybody is not built to take the backlash, and I get that. So you know what your job to do is, if you can't handle the backlash from sharing these videos, which I perfectly understand, Hebrew, you must, and I repeat, you must hit the like button. And hitting that like button, it will kind of make YouTube say, okay, I really don't want to show this video, but people are hitting the like button. And if YouTube think that they can make some money, then they will say, you know what, people hitting the like button, let's go ahead and show this video, even though we don't really want to, because that'll give us a chance to make some money off of this nigga, even though we really don't want to. Because for real talk, I remember one time, y'all, somebody came on this channel right before the pandemic broke out. I made a video like 30 days before the pandemic broke out. The video is still on this channel. YouTube has lowered the they've lowered the views on that video, and they took off comments from that video. The comment that I'm about to tell y'all right now that this dude left on there, they took that off. This guy came on there after I made the video, right? I made this video called 2020 Vision, and I made that video sometime in December of 2019, right? And I didn't know it till afterwards. Basically, it looked like I was prophesying, y'all, that a major lesson was going to be taught and learned through pain and suffering in the upcoming year, which was like right after I made that video. And very shortly after I made that video, pandemic broke out, all hell broke loose, right? And this dude, he came to my channel. We were months into the pandemic at this time when this dude found my video. Probably like 6 months into the pandemic. Mind you, I made the video 6 months ago. Basically, it was a prophetic video. I didn't know it at the time. I was just laying down with the Most High had put in my spirit. So I came on here and I made that video called 2020 Vision. It's still up here. I made it around December of 2019. And I'm outside. It's pitch black. It's early morning, pitch black. I'm out in the woods at that time where I thought I was going to be living soon. Because I knew that the end of all things was near. And we're much nearer even now. But that guy, he came and made a comment on my video. I can't remember what the name of his channel was. The name of his channel was something like 12 Tribes or 12 something. The name of his channel had something to do with 12. And he made a comment on that video. YouTube took it down. He said, wow, brother. He said, brother, I don't know you. And I don't know how you knew that this stuff was going to happen. He said, brother, you are tapped into something. He said, I don't know what you tapped into, but you are tapped into something. I don't know how you knew this stuff was going to happen. He said, brother, your channel should have at least 50,000 subscribers. And this was back in 2019. Not my words. He left that comment on my channel. And when I read that comment, y'all, my jaw dropped to the ground. I'm not making this up, y'all. I would not come on here and play with y'all like this. Because I love y'all too much and I love the Most High too much. I'm not going to come on here and bear false witness. That dude left that comment on my channel. He said I should have 50,000. He said I should have 50,000 subscribers at least. And he said, man, I don't know you, but you are tapped into something. What you tapped into, I don't know. He said, I don't know how you knew that this thing was going to go down like this. He said, but you tapped into something, whatever it is. He said, you should have 50,000 subscribers. And you know what? That comment stayed there for a couple of months. And as the pandemic got worse, YouTube removed that comment. And they lowered the views on that video. I don't even remember how many views that video had, but whatever it was, YouTube lowered it and they killed that video. They made sure that that video did not circulate. It's still up though. King David says it's a video. It like months ago, you will see a clock in the background and my hair dripping wet and curly because I was fresh out the shower heading somewhere. That's crazy. That's crazy, King David. Okay, you guys, we about to get into this. And look, just because, and also, somebody may come over here and say, I thought this was an audio book reading. It is. But because we are family over here, you know how you come through the door, you see your family, you don't just walk right in the door, sit down and start eating. You come in, you socialize, you chop it up, you kick it with your family before you dig in it and all of y'all start eating, don't you? Nobody just kicks the door in and the family get together and goes to the table, sits down and start shoving food down your gullet. Nobody does that, right? You come in, you see your uncle, you see your cousin, you see the family friend, you say what up, you handshake, you hug, you chop it up, and then it's time to go and get your grub on, right? So that's what we doing over here. I see y'all, y'all see me, we chop it up, we high five, we slap hands, right? And now we about to get into the audio book reading, okay? This is heavy stuff right here. And guess what, you guys? I haven't read this before. I wanted to wait and have that moment with you guys. That's why I waited to see how many brews was going to come up in here. But I do see, as always, YouTube is hiding this video. But it's all good. King David says, my 9 to 5 pissed me off. I'm looking to get paid today. Them niggas didn't even pay me at all. I'm missing a whole rack. Now they owe me double. 10% each day they late and rent next week. Shaking my head. Damn it, man. Ah, man, Brother King David, I hate to say that, brother. I hate to hear that, man. And I know because these damn jobs, oh, man, I'm ready. I got to keep myself calm. And I know this is your situation, King David, but I got to keep myself calm because I hate to see that kind of stuff happen to our brothers and sisters because this kind of stuff happens all the time. These jobs, these 9 to 5 slaveries, they screw up in the paycheck department for some kind of reason. And then people like King David, people like me, people like you guys out there, we the ones who have to bear the brunt of these kind of screw-ups. Because you got bills, you got rent, you got food, you got gas. All these things we got to pay out. And when our slavery screws up on their end, it falls back on us. And it makes me so angry, you guys. Hey, one thing I'll say out there, if there's anybody on this live right now, you're listening right now, or you're on the playback listening, King David, I'm going to ask you, brother, if you don't mind, if you want to, right now in this live chat, you can place your Cash App info in this live chat. And also, once this video uploads, come back to this video, King David, go in the comment section, place your Cash App info in the comment section. And anybody out there who watched this video, if you are a Hebrew brother or sister or a Gentile that wants to bless a Hebrew Israelite, whoever you are out there right now, we got our brother on here right now. His 9 to 5 did the boo-boo the fool nonsense. He screwed up his paycheck, and now they're late on his paycheck. And just like all of us out here, we're in slavery, we got bills. And King David is just like the rest of us. He got bills. So anybody out there who can help King David out, if King David drops his Cash App info in this live, you guys go to that Cash App if you can after this live and throw some cash in there. Whatever you can spare, I'm sure King David will be thankful for that. And I would be thankful for that. If somebody could pitch in, if we all could pitch in, even if it ain't nothing but $5, y'all, $10. I know a lot of things are tight for a lot of us out there. Things are tight. But if you got $5, $10, $20, $30, look, we know not all of us are created equal in the financial department. Somebody out there may have $100. You might got $50. You might have $500 right now. I don't know who watches these videos. Maybe you got $1,000 right now. If King David drops his Cash App in his live chat, or if he drops it when the video uploads, somebody out there, anybody out there, if you got the resources, throw something in Brother King David's Cash App, y'all. And also hit this like button and share this video so that people can see this video, so that they can know that we over here going live right now. And I feel your pain, Brother King David, and I will keep you in my prayers, brother. King David says, I'm be straight though, just gonna have me set back on my budget. I'm always looking ahead for this situation. It's the principle though. I just got be more tight with the money until it comes. Got you, King David. Got you, brother. Hey, it's all good. But hey, if you do decide to change your mind and drop that Cash App info, it's all good too, brother. Cause that's what we here for, bro. Whenever we see something going on with our brothers and sisters, sometimes it can be minor, sometimes it can be mid-level, sometimes it can be major. And whenever I'm able to, I don't care what it is, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't have money or I wouldn't be in slavery. But anything that I can do, anything that I can help, whenever I know that one of my brothers or sisters got any kind of dilemma where I can be of any kind of help or any kind of service regarding any kind of matter. Really doesn't matter what it is, whether it's cash, whether it's food, whether it's a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, whether you need physical backup, you got smoke with somebody, you might say, hey, Mr. Real Talk, man, I got some serious smoke out here. I ain't talking about on no niggerdom smoke. I ain't talking about you done robbed the nigga out here, and now the nigga coming back to get you, and now you like, hey, yo, Mr. Real Talk, the niggas that I kicked in their door and robbed them, they after me now, so I need you for backup. Nah, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about legit, righteous backup. I'm here for all of that because I love my brothers and sisters, y'all. I told y'all, that's why I made this channel, y'all. This channel was made with the hopes of curbing some of the killings and robberies in the DMV because I got so tired. It was happening like every single day 7 years ago, and I got so tired of it, y'all. I got so tired of it. Everywhere I looked, everywhere I went, every time I came out the house, it was another this, another that, another robbery, another killing. I remember one time, man, it was vicious, man, at the end of the block, end of the street. Some Negroes pulled up, man, caught these Negroes in a car. It was 3 people, y'all. Negroes pulled up, did a drive-by in the broad daylight, killed 3 people, y'all. Tore that car to smithereens. Do you hear me? Riddled this car with bullets. When I say riddled the car with bullets, they pulled up. You know what I'm saying? That's why Negroes that be living in the turf, in the trenches, niggas don't really like stopping at red lights and stop signs, because at red lights and stop signs, depending on what kind of neighborhood it is, that's when the nonsense takes place. Niggas do drive-bys or walk-bys, whatever you want to call it. And it was one of them days at the corner, Negroes decided to do, I don't know if they did a walk-by or a drive-by. Probably did a drive-by though, but I don't know. Middle of the day, broad daylight, killed 3 people, unalived 3 people, as you say. Because YouTube gets so soft. YouTube gets so soft when you say kill, even though they can show people getting killed. And these people who own YouTube, they belong to the same group of people who be out here actually killing people, but they want to flag my video when I say the word kill. But they show all kind of crazy stuff on YouTube, but they'll want to hide my video just because I say the word kill. You got to be killing me. You're kidding me out here. King David says, facts. I ain't helping no foolishness at all. It's even scripture. How will the wicked learn if they don't suffer? Facts, King David. Speaking of story, y'all see, y'all know when I get around y'all, I start running my big black mouth. I'm sure some of y'all noticed that, right? Look, I can't help it. I get excited when I get around y'all. I can't help it, y'all. It's like walking through the family cookout, family get together. When you see them niggas that you ain't seen in a while, especially the ones you really rock with, you like, man, I get all happy. That's how I get when y'all get around y'all, Joe. I can't help it. So that's why I'm in here so-called bumping my gums, as they say. Real quick side story, though, just to piggyback off what Brother King David said. This is how crazy Negroes is. This is how crazy Negroes is. Once again, this was years ago, right? This is a true story. Piggybacking off what King David said, I'm not helping no foolishness, right? I'm not gonna let none of my friends, and y'all are my friends. Y'all not just my friends, y'all my brothers and sisters, right? So of course you my friends on top of that. If I'm ever out with one of y'all, say I'm hanging out with one of y'all, we out in the streets or whatever, wherever we going, I bump into y'all, or we plan to hook up. If we hook up and I'm out with y'all, if I'm out with you, I'm out with you. Anything that's gonna happen to you is gonna happen to me. We are together. We go out, we together. And we all gotta make it home safe. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get down with my friends. I love all my friends. My real friends, I got nothing but love for them. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, not while I'm around. Cause I love, like T.O. used to say, I love myself some me. Hey, Hebrew, I love myself, okay? And if I can help it, I'm not gonna let anybody do anything to me. And guess what? If I'm hanging out with you, I consider you my friend because I don't hang out with riffraff. Them days are over. I'm not black no more, y'all. I don't hang out with the riffraff no more. I did that when I was black. And I used to act black. I don't do that no more. I don't hang out with riffraff. If you see me with a nigga, I'm really with that nigga. I'm really hanging out with him. Guess what? I really got major love for him. So guess what? That means if something pop off when we out here in these streets, I'm with you. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna abandon you when the beef kicks off. Nah. But I just had to think about that, right? I'm not helping you on no foolishness now. If you come to me and say, hey, yo, Mr. Real Talk, I just did a home invasion the other day and I tried to rob these niggas and now they coming back to get me. I need you to back me up, bruh. I'm gonna leave you. I'm not gonna back you up, right? Because I'm not with that foolishness. Quick story, right? 5-second story, maybe 5 minutes, right? Not that long. Once again, this is years ago when I was black. One of my homies, right? We out hanging in the hood, y'all. I cannot make this up. We out hanging in the hood, right? So y'all know, if you from the hood, you know niggas hang outside in the hood. It's a summertime day. Niggas in the hood. You out on the block, you on the turf, right? You also know when you're hanging in the hood, you hanging on the turf, whether you at the park, just hanging out in front of the building, wherever you hanging at. Anything could happen at any time. You got no idea what might happen at any given time. You could just be chilling, and then the 1 second later, all hell could start breaking loose. You never know what that could mean, right? One of them days, right? It just happened to be one of these days. I kid you not, Hebrew. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Me and one of my homies, right? But I'm not gonna help you with no foolishness, right? Even when I was black, I got codes of ethics, certain rules I'm not gonna break, right? And if you from the hood, you know the hood got hood politics. Only if you from the hood, you know that. But everybody that's on this channel is not from the hood. I understand that. So I'm letting you guys know. And if you from the hood, you can vouch for that. The hood got hood politics. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. If you are in the hood, you are going to abide by hood politics, or you're going to be brutally and viciously unalived. Doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, boy, or child, even old ladies. Look, it ain't good. Of course, I don't approve of that foolishness. I never approved of it, right? But I have known old ladies to be threatened because people in the neighborhood says, hey, that old lady is talking to the police. She telling on us. And they will threaten old ladies. Telling you, the hood is savage, y'all. We out here, right? In the hood chilling. I done heard this story, right? Cannot make this up. We standing out there in the hood. One of my homeboys start talking to me. Yo, Mr. Real Talk. he starts, if you grow up in the hood, you know, you got hood gossip sessions, right? And the hood gossip consists of what? All the crazy stuff going on in the neighborhood. So this guy proceeds to tell me about, yo, Mr. Real Talk, you know such and such. I'm not gonna mention the guy's name, right? Because people know this guy. You know such and such. I'm like, yeah, I know him. He like, yeah, I got beef with that nigga. I'm like, oh boy, why are you telling me? I'm like, okay. And this guy, he's telling me about, I don't know this guy, but everybody else knows this guy in the hood. Y'all know in the hood, it be like that sometimes. It'll be a guy or two, all of your friends, all your homies, they know this guy, but you don't know him. So it's one of these situations. He's telling me, yeah, you know such and such? I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, we got beef. I'm like, oh boy. He like, yeah, I owe him some money for some work. Look, if you're not from the hood, this ain't no hood documentary or nothing, but y'all are my family. This is Mr. Real Talk. We keep it real around here. So we talking about real stuff. This is real stuff. So he said, yeah, I owe him some money for some work. You might say, what's work? That's so-called slick talk for drugs, right? I owe him some money for work. I'm like, oh boy. He like, yeah, the nigga been going around telling people when he catch me, he gonna dog me. I say, what? He said, yeah. He go around telling people when he see me, he gonna smack the shit out of me. I'm like, oh boy. So look, like I said, a lot of my friends, all of my homies from the hood, they know this guy. I don't know this guy. I've heard of him. I know what he's into. I don't know this guy, but a lot of my homies, they know him. They deal with him, yada, yada, yada. So my man is telling me, yeah, the nigga tell me when he see me, he gonna dog me. He gonna do this, he gonna do that. The nigga called my house, threatening me, talking about what he gonna do, talking about why your girl answered the phone when I called your house looking for you and hung up the phone on me. Hey, y'all, I cannot make this up. Hey, y'all. A matter of fact, look, this ain't what he's saying. This is what I heard myself when the guy pulled up. Long story short, because we never gonna get to this audio book reading. See what happens when I start hanging out with y'all? I just start telling y'all stuff. I start talking. That's why it's Mr. Real Talk, right? He's telling me all this stuff. He owed his such and such money, right? And he such and such said he gonna do this. Such and such said he gonna do that. And look, other guys in the neighborhood, such and such is running up to other guys like, hey, y'all seen such and such? That nigga owe me some money. And they was like, nah, we ain't seen him. And such is telling everybody, hey, y'all tell such and such, when I see him, I'ma get at him. But look, but first such and such was saying, hey, I know that's y'all man, and this is what happened. He owes me money. Woo, 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 woo. Is it all right if I get at him? Am I out of line? Are y'all going to be upset? Because I don't want to get at him just for the sake of getting at him. He owes me money. He's not accepting my calls. Hey, I'm a drug dealer. This guy owes me money. I know he's y'all friend, but, you know, are y'all going to be mad if I do something to him? Am I wrong? And because he went to everybody who knew him in the neighborhood, and guys was like, well, based on the situation, you're not wrong. He's playing with you. He's playing with your money. So, yeah, we understand why you want to get at him. So, if you do something to him, you know, ain't nobody going to be upset. All of this stuff is being told to me. And I'm like, what the hell? Nigga, why are you standing right here next to me? I don't want you next to me telling me something like this. I kid y'all not, y'all. Right out of a movie. As this nigga's telling me this, a car pulls up. And y'all, hey, Hebrew, I can't make this up, y'all. I was not expecting to tell y'all this story, but I'm piggybacking off of what King David says. Right here on the screen, it says, facts. I ain't helping no foolishness. This nigga wanted me to help him with the foolishness, y'all. As he's telling me the story about this Negro that he owes money, and this Negro's threatening to do all kind of shit to this guy, right? As he's saying this, a car pulls up. Mind you, me and this other guy is the only one out here at this moment, right? But this spot is a known hangout spot where everybody know the neighborhood got certain spots where people from the neighborhood hang out at. This is one of them spots. Me and this guy's out here hanging out, and as he's telling me this wild, crazy story, Hebrew, whoever you are out there, if you're just now coming in, go back all the way to the beginning and watch this when this video uploads so you know exactly what we're talking about. As he's telling me this crazy story about how this guy, he owes this guy money. This guy's talking about what he's going to do to him, how he's going to dog him. He's going to slap the SHIT out of him, and talking about possibly doing more than that, if you know what I mean. Remind you now, this is drug money we talking about, y'all. Do you know what Negroes do behind drug money? Maybe there's actually somebody out there who doesn't understand. And of course, you know me, y'all. I don't glorify any of this foolishness. This is foolishness, right? And since I distance myself from the foolishness, I'm no longer connected to the foolishness, right? Even when this very story happened, right? But I'm just in the neighborhood, right? So this guy's telling me this story, and I'm like, oh, snap, you telling me this? As he's telling me this crazy story about this guy who's looking for him, who he owes drug money to, a car pulls up. Hey, family, I kid you not. This is like something right out of a movie. As he's telling me how angry this dude is, the vicious, malicious threats that are being sent out from this dude, a car pulls up. And then the nigga I'm with goes, hey, bro, that's him right there. I say, what in the world? Oh, shucks. But I wasn't saying shucks. I said, uh-oh. Mind you, he been on this dude drug money for a minute, y'all. Like I said, if y'all don't know how Negroes behave out here in these streets, especially when you're talking about criminal activity, you're talking about drugs. These Negroes hopped out of this car. Long story short, these Negroes hopped out of this car and got on this Negro's head. What did I do? I stepped off. And I kept it pushing. You know why I kept it pushing? Because I knew he owed this guy drug money and he didn't pay him. Okay? And he had the nerve to argue. You know what, family? If there's anybody out there, when this video does upload, if anybody actually wants to hear that full story out there, jump in the comment section and say you want the full story. I'll give you the full rundown story. This is one hell of a crazy story, y'all, about what happened when that car pulled up. I didn't tell you everything that happened once that car pulled up. They got out of the car. And I'll stop right there, okay? If there's anybody on here who wants to hear the rest of that story, when this video uploads, you go in the comment section and say, hey, we need to hear the rest of that story, and then I will make a video telling you the rest of that story. It was crazy. But why did I go into all of that? Piggybacking off of what King David says, facts. I ain't helping no foolishness. And that's what I want to let you guys know. I'm here for brotherly and sisterly love. I got no problem with helping any brother or sister do anything that's in my power to do, including having your back physically. As long as you ain't on no foolishness, I got your back. And now we're going to get into the audio book reading, The Revelation of Elijah. And some of you, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I didn't know this at first. But this book, The Revelation of Elijah, is commonly called the Apocalypse of Elijah. Now, I have never read this video. I'm sorry. I have never read The Revelation of Elijah. I've never read the Apocalypse of Elijah. But we are getting ready to read it right now together for the first time. Here we go. It's not super long, but it has 5 or 6 chapters, and they are a little bit lengthy. But guess what? We're going to read it anyway. Okay? This is valuable information right here, because the prophet Elijah was a man of the Most High God. He worshiped God, and he worshiped God alone. The prophet Elijah wasn't Baha Shimon. Okay? You was not going to catch Elijah praying in the name of another deity or another god. Did you know that? Whenever Elijah was praying, He was praying to the Most High God and him alone. You never, and I do mean ever, you never heard of Elijah or Moses or any of the other prophets out there praying in the name of another deity or even in the name of another prophet. Elijah prayed to the Most High God and him alone. This is the same prophet, the same guy who brought down fire from heaven. Okay? You got to ask yourself, how come the Catholic Church doesn't want you guys to know about this? Why don't they want you to know about the revelation of Elijah, also known as the apocalypse of Elijah? But enough of me running my big black mouth. Now I'm getting ready to read, as they say. And here we go. And anybody out there, if you're listening on the playback or on the live chat and you come back on the playback, you can timestamp this for anybody who wants to bypass the part where we just chopping it up and get straight to the audio book reading. You're going to start at basically the 47-minute mark is where we start the audio book reading. Here we go, Hebrew. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, say to this people, why do you add sins to your sins and anger the Lord who created you? Don't love the world or the things which are in the world. Don't love the world or the things which are in the world. For the boasting of the world and its destruction belong to the devil. Remember that the Lord of glory, who created everything, had mercy on you, so that he might save us from the captivity of this age. For many times the devil desired not to let the sins, For many times the devil desired not to let the sun rise above the earth, and not to let the earth yield fruit, since he desires to consume men like a fire which rages in stubble, and he desires to swallow them like water. Therefore, on account of this, the God of glory had mercy on us, and he sent his son to the world so that he might save us from the captivity. Look, now we know for a fact. See, here it is, y'all. We can even take this two ways. It says what? I told you, I'm reading this for the first time with you guys. I've never read this. Listen to this. It says, he sent his son to the world so that he might save us from the captivity. Now listen to that. Now you can take that one or two ways. It says what? He sent his son to the world so that he might save us from the captivity. Now here's where you got to be able to dodge the hijack, right? Here's how you have to be able to dodge the hijack. The New Testament tells you that the Most High God sent his only begotten son to save people from their sins. We know that there's no such thing as only begotten son. Only begotten doesn't exist, and God ain't sent nobody to save you from your sins. God did send, though, is going to send King David back to be the Messiah, okay? And that is a form of a savior. It's the little savior. And God did say that King David was his son. So listen to this. What did it say? The God of glory had mercy on us and sent his son to the world so that he might save us from the captivity. If you're reading this and you're taking this the proper way, you're going to take this as what? The Most High sent King David to the world. You notice right here, it didn't say nothing about no only begotten son and saving you from your sin. God is sending King David, and King David is going to help rescue Israel. He's going to rescue you from the captivity. Do y'all see this? Because the Christian will try to take this and hijack. Let me read this comment from King David, and then I'm going to keep reading, y'all. King David says, sometimes I be thinking about what if the Most High sent someone in his name only to teach us how to make fire water out of nowhere to harm the enemies. We will be scared, call it voodoo in righteousness. You know what? You're right, King David. You're absolutely right. And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because I have been praying to the Most High to give us spiritual powers, y'all. I've been praying to the Most High to give us spiritual power and to show us how to use it in righteousness. And I hope y'all start praying for that too. That's very true what you said, King David. What if the Most High sent somebody to show us exactly how to do that? Our people would be scared to death, not knowing that Elijah is a man of God, a man of Yahweh. And Elijah knows how to take people out. He knows how to call on fire to put you to death. He did it 3 times. Okay, let me get back to reading. I'm going to read this all the way through, you guys. But if you guys got comments in the live chat, leave your comments, y'all. After I get finished reading this, I will come back and I'll read it. The only reason why I'm going to read it all the way straight through is because if I stop every time y'all make a comment, I'm telling y'all, we will be on here until 9 o'clock, 9:30, y'all. So I'm going to read it all the way through. But if you guys got comments, go ahead and leave your comments. You can talk amongst each other, and you can also just leave your comment knowing that I will read it once we finish reading, y'all. Okay, I'm going to finish reading. He did not inform a messenger or a chief messenger or any principality when he was about to come to us, but he changed himself to be like a man when he was about to come to us so that he might save us. You know what? That right there, I told you guys, I'm reading this along with you. I'm going to say that that's a hijack right there. Unless I'm misinterpreting that, that looks like a hijack to me, because God did not make himself like a man and come to us. No, that's a hijack. You got to know how to dodge the hijack, y'all. But look, I'm not going to keep on stopping. I'm reading this for the first time, and I'm reading it with you guys. You guys know that our books have been hijacked. The Old Testament and the New Testament have been hijacked. I'm reading this for the first time. We all are reading this together. I'm going to read it all the way through. If you guys hear a hijack as I'm reading, leave it in the live chat. I'll read it when we get finished, because I think it's a hijack, that part, but I'm going to read. If you guys see something that I read that look like a hijack, leave it in the live chat. Leave all your comments in the live chat, and we will come back and read. Okay? Here we go. Therefore, became sons to him, since he is a father to you. Remember that he has prepared thrones and crowns for you in heaven, saying, everyone who will obey me will receive thrones and crowns among those who are mine, the Lord said. I will write my name on their forehead, and I will seal their right hand, and they will not hunger or thirst. Neither will the son of lawlessness prevail over them, nor will the thrones hinder them. But they will walk with the messengers up to my city. Now, as for the sinners, they will be shamed, and they will not pass by the thrones. But the thrones of death will seize them and rule over them, because the messengers will not agree with them. They have alienated themselves from his dwellings. Hear, O wise men of the land, concerning the deceivers who will multiply in the last times, so that they will set down for themselves doctrines which do not belong to God, setting aside the law of God, those who have made their belly their God, saying, the fast does not exist, nor did God create it, making themselves strangers to the covenant of God and robbing themselves of the glorious promises. Now, these are not ever correctly established in the firm faith. Therefore, don't let those people lead you astray. Remember that from the time when he created the heavens, the Lord created the fast for a benefit to men on account of the passions and desires which fight against you, so that the evil will not inflame you. But it is a pure fast which I have created, said the Lord. The one who fasts continually will not sin, although jealousy and strife are within him. Let the pure one fast. But whenever the one who fasts is not pure, he has angered the Lord and also the messengers, and he has grieved his soul, gathering up wrath for himself for the day of wrath. But a pure fast is what I created, with a pure heart and pure hands. It releases sin. It heals diseases. It casts out demons. It is effective up to the throne of God for an ointment and for a release from sin by means of a pure prayer. Who among you, if he is honored in his craft, will go forth to the field without a tool in his hand? Or who will go forth to the battle to fight without a breastplate on? If he is found, will he not be killed because he despised the service of the king? Likewise, no one is able to enter the holy place if he is double-minded. The one who is double-minded in his prayer is darkness to himself, and even the messengers do not trust him. Therefore, be single-minded in the Lord at all times. Look, and that's spelling Lord, capital Lord. Y'all know what it means when it's capital Lord. So that you might know every moment. That was chapter 1 of the Revelation of Elijah, also known as the Apocalypse of Elijah. I know so far, I do see a few parts in there that look hijacked to me. But see, here's the thing you got to remember. The heathens have hijacked the Old Testament. They tampered with it. Of course, the New Testament is a tamper, and all of our other writings. Any writings that we have went through their hands, and they tampered with them all. It's up to us to be able to have the foundation in what, family? The laws of the Most High God, the Torah. I want to say it's Isaiah 8:20. If they speak not according to this law, it is because there's no truth in them. If they speak not according to the law and the testimony, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how we know if something is true or not. Anything that goes against the law and the testimony, the Torah, the Tanakh, anything that bucks against that, it's a lie. And that's how we are able to identify hijacks in the scriptures. Now we will go on to chapter 2 of the Revelation of Elijah audiobook reading. Chapter 2. Furthermore, concerning the kings of Assyria and the dissolution of the heaven and the earth and the things beneath the earth. Now, therefore, they will not be overcome, says the Lord, nor will they fear in the battle. When they see one who rises in the north, the king of Assyria, this king of injustice will increase, his battles and his disturbances against Egypt. The land will groan together because of your children will be seized. What did it say? The land will groan together because your children will be seized. Many will desire death in those days, but death will flee from them. And a king who will be called the King of Peace will rise up in the west. He will run on the sea like a roaring lion. He will kill the king of injustice, and he will take vengeance on Egypt with battles and much bloodshed. It will come to pass in those days that he will command peace and a gift in Egypt. He will give peace to those who are holy, saying, the name of God is one. He will give honors to the saints and an exalting to the places of the saints. He will give vain gifts to the house of God. He will wander around in the cities of Egypt with guile. Without their knowing. He will take count of the holy places. He will weigh the idols of the heathen. He will count of their wealth. He will establish priests for them. He will command that the wise men and the great ones of the people be seized, and they will be brought to the metropolis, which is by the sea, saying, there is but one language. But when you hear peace and joy exist, I will tell you his signs so that you might know him. For he has two sons, one on his right and one on his left. The one on his right will receive a demonic face, and he will fight against the name of God. Now 4 kings will descend from that king. In his 30th year, he will come up to Memphis. Interesting. He will come up to Memphis, and he will build a temple in Memphis. Kind of blown away that he said that. On that day, his own son will rise up against him and kill him. The whole land will be disturbed. On that day, he will issue an order over the whole land, so that the priest of the land and all of the saints will be seized, saying, you land and all the saints will be seized, saying, you will repay doubly every gift and all of the good things which my father gave to you. He will shut up the holy places. He will take their houses. He will take their sons prisoner. He will give command, and sacrifices and abominations and bitter evils will be done in the land. He will appear before the sun and the moon. On that day, the priests of the land will tear their clothes. Woe to you, O rulers of Egypt, in those days, because your day has passed. The violence being done to the poor will turn against you, and your children will be seized and plundered. In those days, the cities of Egypt will groan for the voice of the one who sells, and the one who buys will not be heard. Y'all hear that? The markets of the cities of Egypt will become dusty. Those who are in Egypt will weep together. They will desire death, but death will flee and leave them. In those days, they will run up to the rocks and leap off, saying, fall on us. And and still they will not die. A double affliction will multiply on the whole land. In those days, the king will command, and all the nursing women will be seized and brought to him bound. They will suckle serpents, and their blood will be drawn from their breasts, and it will be applied as poison to the arrows. On account of their distress of the cities, he will command again, and all the young boys from 12 years and under will be seized and presented in order to teach them to shoot arrows. The midwife who is on the earth will grieve. The woman who has given birth will lift her eyes to heaven, saying, why did I sit on the birth stool to bring forth a son to the earth? The barren women and the virgin will rejoice, saying, it is our time to rejoice, because we have no child on the earth, but our children are in heaven. In those days, 3 kings will arise among the Persians, and they will take captive the Jews who are in Egypt. They will bring them to Jerusalem, and they will inhabit it and dwell there. Then, when you hear that there is security in Jerusalem, tear your garments, O priest in the land, because the son of perdition will soon come. In those days, the lawless one will appear in the holy places. In those days, the kings of the Persians will hasten, and they will stand to fight with the kings of Assyria. 4 kings will fight with thee. 4 kings will fight with 3. They will spend 3 years in that place until they carry off the wealth of the temple which is in that place. In those days, blood will flow from Kos to Memphis. The river of Egypt will become blood, and they will not be able to drink from it for 3 days. Woe to Egypt and those who are in it. In those days, a king will arise in the city, which is called the city of the sun, and the whole land will be disturbed. He will flee to Memphis. In the 6th year, the Persian kings will plot an ambush to Memphis. They will kill the Assyrian king. The Persians will take vengeance on the land, and they will command to kill all the heathen and the lawless ones. They will command to build the temples of the saints. They will give double gifts to the house of God. They will say, the name of God is one. The whole land will greet the Persians. Even the remnant who did not die under the affliction will say, the Lord has sent us a righteous king, so that the land will not become a desert. He will command that no royal matter be presented for 3 years and 6 months. The land will be full of good and an abundant well-being. Those who are alive will go to those who are dead, saying, rise up and be with us in the rest. Do y'all hear this? And that is chapter 2. These chapters are pretty long, Hebrew. One thing I want you guys to do, if your brother can hang in here and do all this reading, at least you can do is hit the like button, Hebrew. Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more information just like this. I told you guys, I never read this book before. I never read it at all. I'm reading it for the first time. Many of us, we're reading it for the first time together. And understand, because we are boldly going where no other Israelites have gone before. Most Israelites shun all of the other books that the Roman Catholic tells you not to read. Around here, we don't do that. We're going to go search these matters out. We're going to go comb through these books for ourselves. We're going to chew the meat, and we're going to spit out the bone. So once again, Hebrews, We all reading it together for the first time. If anybody out there has any comments, leave them in the live chat. We will go back and read it. If you leave the comment, we'll read it. And if you think that what we're reading, if you come across a part that I read and you say, hey, that's a hijack, that's a bone, put it in the live chat. Because I told you in the first chapter, I already saw the hijack where they tried to slide. They didn't say his name, but they're trying to slide Christ in there. But at the same time, it also gives you a chance to see where the New Testament is pulling from. Some of that stuff in the New Testament is pulling from the Old Testament, Torah, Tanakh. Some parts of the New Testament, they pull from the book of Enoch and they twist it. Some parts, I can see it looks like in the New Testament, they're pulling from the revelation of Elijah and they're twisting it. And just right here, they're trying to backtrack, backdate, and come and stick the idol in there. That's what they did with all of our books, y'all. But through the glory and the power of the Most High God, the Mighty One of Jacob, He has given us the ability to be able to read the scriptures with a fine-tooth comb, and we're reading it through the lens of Isaiah 8 and 20. That's how we know if something is true or not, because you got to be able to dodge the hijack. Remember, on your quest for truth and knowledge of the Most High, many Hebrew Israelites are going to stop short because they don't want to read the other books that the church told them not to read. We don't do that around here. So when you're going into other territories, you have to have a strong understanding and a background of the Old Testament. And you have to understand that the only true God that exists, your creator, is alone, and his name is Yahweh or Yahuwah or Yah. You are to serve him and serve him alone. Until you understand that, you're always going to read other books and you're going to interpret it the wrong way. You're not going to be able to dodge the hijack, which is what we must be able to do. We was able to dodge the New Testament hijack by what? Applying Isaiah 8 and 20. If they speak not according to the law and the testimony, we know it's no truth in it. It's a lie. So that's how we're able to come to the conclusions that we come to. Now we will continue with the audiobook reading, The Revelation of Elijah, often referred to as the Apocalypse of Elijah. Chapter 3. Hit that like button as you come through the door. In the 4th year of the king, of that king, the son of lawlessness will appear, saying, I am the Christ. Although he is not, don't believe him. When the Christ comes, he will come in the manner of a covey of doves, with the crowns of doves surrounding him. He will walk on the vaults of heaven with the sign of the cross leading him. Y'all see that? We know that that is a hijack. You see how easy that was to see? They got to come back here and throw these bones in here. That's an obvious hijack. We know that that's not true. The Most High, no. We know that that's a hijack because it goes against Isaiah 8 and 20. So there's a hijack. The whole world will behold him like the sun which shines from the eastern horizon in the western. This is how he will come, with all his messengers surrounding him. Once again, we know the messengers are the angels. The angels belong to the Most High God. They don't belong to nobody else. But the son of lawlessness will begin to stand again in the holy places. He will say to the sun, fall, and it will fall. He will say, shine, and it will do it. He will say, darkness, and it will do it. He will say to the moon, become bloody, and it will do it. He will go forth with them from the sky. He will walk on the sea and the rivers as on dry land. He will cause the lame to walk. He will cause the deaf to hear. He will cause the dumb to speak. This sounds like JC. He will cause the blind to see, the lepers he will cleanse, the sick he will heal, the demons he will cast out. He will multiply his signs and his wonders in the presence of everyone. He will do the works which the Christ did. Y'all see that? This is hijack stuff to me, y'all. Except for raising the dead alone. In this thou wilt know that he is the son of lawlessness, because he is unable to give life. For behold, I will tell you his signs so that you might know him. He is of a skinny-legged young man. Very interesting. Having a tuft of gray hair at the front of his bald head. His eyebrows will reach to his ears. There is a leprous, bare spot on the front of his hands. He will transform himself in the presence of those who see him. He will become a young child. He will become old. He will transform himself in every sign. But the signs of his head will not be able to change. Therein you will know that he is the son of lawlessness. Okay, now we're going to read chapter 4. And see, this is how I know YouTube is playing with this stream. It's been at 5 views forever. It's just like it's stuck, not moving. I know when YouTube is playing around, but it doesn't matter. We're reading chapter 5. The virgin, whose name is Tabitha, will hear that the shameless one has revealed himself in the holy places, and she will put on her garment of fine linen, and she will pursue him up to Judea, scolding him up to Jerusalem, saying, O shameless one, O son of lawlessness, O you who have been hostile to all the saints. Then the shameless one will be angry at the virgin. He will pursue her up to the regions of the sunset. He will suck her blood in the evening, and he will cast her on the temple, and he will become a healing for the people, and she will become a healing for the people. She will rise up at dawn, and she will live and scold him, saying, O shameless one, you have no power against my soul or my body, because I live in the Lord always. And also my blood, which you have cast on the temple, has become a healing for the people. Then when Elijah and Enoch hear that the shameless one has revealed himself in the holy place, they will come down and fight with him, saying, Are you indeed not ashamed when you attach yourself to the saints, because you are always estranged? You have been hostile to those who belong to heaven. You have acted against those belonging to the earth. You have been hostile to the thrones. You have acted against the messengers. You are always a stranger. You have fallen from heaven like the morning stars. You were changed, and your tribe became dark for you. But you are not ashamed. When you stand firmly against God, you are a devil. Ooh, you hear that? When you stand firmly against God, you are a devil. The shameless one will hear, and he will be angry, and he will fight with them in the marketplace of the great city. And he will spend 7 days fighting with them, and they will spend 3½ days in the marketplace, dead, while all the people see them. But on the 4th day they will rise up, and they will scold him, saying, O shameless one, O son of lawlessness, Are you indeed not ashamed of yourself, since you are leading astray the people of God, for whom you did not suffer? Do you not know that we live in the Lord? As the words were spoken, they prevailed over him, saying, furthermore, we will lay down before the flesh for the spirit, and we will kill you, since you are unable to speak on that day, because we are always strong in the Lord, but you are always hostile to God. The shameless one will hear, and he will be angry and fight them, and the whole city will surround them. On that day, they will shout up to heaven as they shine, while all the people and all the world see them. The son of lawlessness will not prevail over them. He will be angry at the land, and he will seek to sin against the people. He will pursue all of the saints. They and the priest of the land will be brought back bound. He will kill them and destroy them. Them and their eyes will be removed with iron spikes. Ouch. He will remove their skin from their heads. He will remove their nails one by one. He will command that vinegar and lime be put in their nose. Now those who are unable to bear up under the tortures of that king will take gold and flee over the fords to the desert places. They will lie down as one who sleeps. The Lord will receive their spirits and their souls to himself. Their flesh will petrify. No wild animals will eat them until the last day of the great judgment. And they will rise up and find a place of rest. But they will not be in the kingdom of the Christ as those who have endured, because the Lord said, I will grant to them that sit on my right hand, they that will receive favor over others, and they that will triumph over the son of lawlessness. And they will witness the dissolution of the heavens and earth. They will receive the thrones of glory and the crowns. The 60 righteous ones who are prepared for the hour will hear, and they will gird on the breastplate of the Lord, and they will run to Jerusalem and fight with the shameless one, saying, all powers which the prophets have done from the beginning you have done, but you were unable to raise the dead, because you have no power to give life. Therein we have known that you are the son of lawlessness. He will hear, and he will be angry, and command to kindle altars. And the righteous ones will be bound, they will be lifted up and burned. You guys, do you know that they already did this, y'all? Do you guys know that they already did this? Also, I can tell that YouTube is playing with this. Whenever you see the numbers just stay at one number for a long period of time, doesn't go up or go down, that's how you know YouTube is doing the nonsense, which they are. But you know what? It's all good, because I pray that the Most High smites you upon your cheekbone tonight while you're in bed. You people who work behind the scenes at YouTube, hiding this video, hiding people's comments, not letting people comment in the chat when they want to. All right, Hebrew. Now we're going to read the last chapter in the Revelation of Elijah, or the Apocalypse of Elijah, chapter 5. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. And he reads, and on that day, the heart of many will harden, and they will flee from him, saying, this is not the Christ. The Christ does not kill the righteous. And remember, Hebrew, Christ means anointed. Don't let your mind run off the deep ends every time you hear Christ. Christ means anointed. Listen. And on that day, the heart of many will harden, and they will flee from him, saying, this is not the Christ. The Christ does not kill the righteous. He does not pursue men so that he might seek them. He does not pursue men so that he might seek them, but he persuades them with signs and wonders. On that day, the Christ will pity those who are his own, and he will send from heaven his 64,000 messengers, each of whom has 6 wings. The sound will move the heavens and earth when they give praise and glory. Now, those on those forehead, the names of Christ is written, and on whose hand is the seal. See, you guys got to know how to dodge the hijack. If you see it, you see it. Both the small and the great will be taken up on their wings and lifted up before his wrath. Then Gabriel and Uriel will become a pillar of light, leading them into the Holy Land. It will be granted to them to eat from the tree of life. They will wear white garments, and messengers will watch over them. They will not thirst, nor will the son of lawlessness be able to prevail over them. And on that day, the earth will be disturbed, and the sun will darken, and peace will be removed from the earth. The birds will fall. The birds will fall on the earth, dead. The earth will be dry. The waters of the sea will dry up. The sinners will groan on the earth, saying, what have you done to us, O son of lawlessness? Saying, I am the Christ. You are the devil. You are unable to save yourself so that you might save us. Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? You produce signs in our presence until you alienated us from the Christ who created us. Woe to us because we listen to you. Behold, now we will die in a famine, where indeed is now the trace of a righteous one, and we will worship him. Or where indeed is the one who will teach us, and we will appeal to him. Now indeed we will be wrathfully destroyed because we disobeyed the Lord. And you see, these people are idolaters because they're ready to worship the righteous one. You see that? Y'all, I hope you guys see that. We went to the deep places of the sea, and we did not find water. We dug in the rivers and papyrus reeds, and we did not find water. Then on that day, the shameless one will speak, saying, woe to me, because my time has passed by for me, while I was saying that my time would not pass by for me. My years became months, and my days have passed away as dust passed away. Now, therefore, I will perish together with you. Now, therefore, run forth to the desert. Seize the robbers and kill them. Bring up the saints, for because of them, the earth yields fruit. For because of them, the sun shines on the earth. For because of them, the dew will come on the earth. The sinners will weep, saying, you made us hostile to the Lord. If you were able to rise up and pursue them, then he will take his fury wings and fly out after the saints. He will fight with them again. The messengers will hear and come down. They will fight with him, a battle of many swords. It will come to pass on that day that the Lord will hear and command the heaven and the earth with great wrath. And they will send for fire, and the fire will prevail over the earth 72 cubits. It will consume the sinners and the devils like stubble. A true judgment will occur. On that day, the mountains and the earth will utter speech. The byways will speak with one another, saying, have you heard today the voice of a man who walks, who has not come to the judgment of the Son of the Lord? The sins of each one will stand against him in the place where they were committed, whether those of the day or the night, those who belong to the righteous, and will see the sinners and those who persecuted them and those who handed them over to death in their torments. Then the sinners will see the place of the righteous, and thus grace will occur. In those days, that which the righteous will ask for many times will be given to them. On that day, the Lord will judge the heaven and the earth. He will judge those who transgressed in heaven and those who did so on earth. He will judge the shepherds of the people. He will ask about the flock of sheep, and they will be given to him without any deadly guile existing in them. After these things, Elijah and Enoch will come down. They will lay down the flesh of the world, and they will receive their spiritual flesh. Y'all see that? There's a different kind of flesh. They will pursue the son of lawlessness and kill him, since he is not able to speak. On that day, he will dissolve in their presence like ice, which was dissolved by a fire. He will perish like a serpent which has no breath in it. They will say to him, your time has passed by for you. Now, therefore, those who believe you will perish. They will be cast into the bottom of the abyss, and it will be closed for them. On that day, the Christ, which is David, the king, and all his saints will come forth from heaven. He will burn the earth. He will spend 1,000 years on it, because the sinners prevailed over it. He will create a new heaven and a new earth. No deadly devil will exist in them. He will rule with his saints, ascending and descending, while they are always with the messengers, and they are with the Christ for 1,000 years. You know who that Christ is? It's not JC. It's King David. King David is the Christ. The nation of Israel is a Christ because you are chosen, you are anointed. But King David is the chosen one among the chosen ones. King David is the chosen out of the chosen. If you guys can understand that. That is the Christ. The book of Baruch, second Baruch, even tell you, when King David shows up, all nations are going to be gathered to King David. But because every time when you hear the word Christ, your mind runs to JC, because JC has hijacked King David's position. You're not even knowing, whenever you hear Christ, that's King David. King David is going to reign, and King David is going to rule. All praises to the Most High God for allowing us to come on here and to do this reading. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I hope somebody was able to get something out of this reading right here. Go back and play this as many times as you need to, as many times as you want to. We will be reading many of the things out of this book. And this book is called The Complete 54 Book Apocrypha. Remember, y'all, we have all of our books. All of our books have ran through the hands of the heathens. They've tampered with all of our books, you guys, trying to hijack our writings to make us think that somebody else is the Christ. But we know what Christ means. It means anointed. We know that the nation of Israel is chosen and anointed. And King David is the chosen one of chosen ones. If you guys can receive that out there, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, Hebrew. We're going to get ready to get on up out of here. Most High willing, I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be going live tomorrow on Saturday. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one.